Alright, what's up everyone? Today we're diving into the Entitled People subreddit, and man, this one's a doozy. It's called Girl Destroys My Car and Lies About It, and spoiler alert, it's exactly what it sounds like. Buckle up. TLDR, girl swings a left turn in front of me, totals my car, then tells cops she had the right of way and refuses to give me insurance info. I never post on here, especially not on subreddits like this, but this happened to me yesterday and I need to get it out somewhere. I was driving home from the grocery store yesterday with my girlfriend and our roommate. We're not exactly mature upstanding adults, we're all college students. I'm 22 and they're both 21, but we're all varying degrees of financially independent. We have jobs, we pay our own rent, I pay the loan on the car that's now destroyed, etc. I'm driving through a large but not super busy intersection and a car speeds out in front of me to take a left while I'm already inside the intersection. I slam the brakes but can't stop in time. The front of my car collides with the side of theirs. Knees slam into the front console, airbags go off, smoke everywhere. None of us have ever been in a crash this big before. We're immediately panicking, getting out of the car, making sure each other are okay. No major injuries, but we're all pretty bruised up. Girlfriend and roommate start working on getting our groceries out of the car and finding someone to come pick us up while I talk to the other driver and exchange information. The other driver is a 19-year-old girl and she's sitting on the curb with a friend while her third friend gives me her license and takes photos of my license and insurance info. She tells me the driver's mom is coming to get the documents out of the car, which is not in nearly as bad of condition as mine and they could easily get them themselves, and she'll give those to me when she gets there. I call 911, then spend most of the next 2 hours on the phone with my insurance company trying to get a tow truck. The city ends up towing both cars away since I can't move mine out of the road. When I try to turn it on so I can move it into a parking lot out of the way, it doesn't move when I press the gas and the engine starts smoking. The other girl doesn't try to move her car, which looks to me like it's still in driving condition, albeit not great condition. The cops show up to get our statements. I tell them exactly what happened. Don't make any grand statements about who was at fault because the situation speaks for itself. I do think I said that I had the right of way because I did. She goes to get the other girl's statement. First thing she says is I had the right of way. The cop clarifies, so you had the green turn arrow, and she says yes. I jump in to correct her and say something to the effect of the light was green. I don't know what she saw, but if she had the turn arrow then the light on my side would have been red, so I don't understand how she could have had the arrow. Cop nods and writes that down, whatever. Continues to ask clarifying questions about whether she had the green arrow and asks if she was the only car turning, which she was. She says there were lots of cars turning in front of her. I didn't correct this one because I was just so shocked. I only fully processed that she'd said this after because it was such an obvious and blatant lie. Well, whatever. At some point while we're being questioned, her mom shows up. She listens to her daughter's story where she's claiming that she had the right of way and I blew through a red light and drove straight into her, and believes it unquestioningly. The cop also asks if we want paramedics called. Me and my friends report all our injuries to her but tell her it's not an immediate emergency. The driver's friend insists that her friends are in shock and need medical attention, although the friends deny it. Paramedics and firefighters are called. Both when they show up ask me and my friends if we were in the other girl's car, probably since we're acting relatively normal and unhurt and the other three are acting like this was a major catastrophe. My engine is shot and my airbags have gone off. Their car is in nowhere near as bad of condition. Paramedics seemed annoyed to have to come check on these girls who turned out to be completely fine, but maybe that was just me extrapolating. We tell the paramedics about all our injuries, they tell us to go get those checked out and leave without looking at us at all. The mother is being pretty bitchy, for lack of a better word, but I don't realize this until later because the accident is so clear-cut and it's so obvious that her daughter is at fault that I don't realize she's trying to shift all the blame onto me. Repeatedly saying when he hit her, and at one point she says, well, there are cameras, so we'll see what really happened. It didn't even occur to me until after that she was insinuating that I was a liar because I just thought, yeah, the cameras will show that her daughter caused the accident. Obviously. The cop tells us that they're live feed cameras, so they may not have actually picked up a recording, but I'm still feeling pretty confident about the details of the situation. At this point the tow truck has shown up and the situation is winding down, and my girlfriend reminds me that before we leave with the friend who's come to bring us home, I still need to get this girl's registration and insurance info. So I go up to the girl and her mother and ask to get that information. This other guy who showed up, I think he was an older brother of one of the girls, reminds me that I gave them my insurance but not my registration. So of course I'm like, oh yeah, let me get that for you. They take a photo of my registration. They now have all the information I could possibly give them. I ask the mother for her info. She asks me if I want to take a photo of her license plate. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's a good idea, and I do. Then I ask again to see her registration and insurance card. She refuses. Says they'll be in the police report. I say I know they'll be in the report, but I'd like to get them now so I can file an insurance claim. And I don't say this because she's clearly already not my biggest fan, but I just gave her my information. I would expect if she wants all my documents she should be willing to give hers in return. But she says no again, gets in her car, and closes the door on me. Fine, whatever. I asked the cop for her insurance info just in case, and she tells me she's not legally allowed to give me that and I'll have to wait for the report. Well, whatever. We went home. I filed an insurance report today. The car is totaled to no one's surprise. I've been in car accidents before, and I've even been in an accident where I had to file through insurance. And I understand that you're not supposed to admit fault even if you caused it. But this is the first accident I've ever been in where the other party straight up lied about what happened. I'd only had the car for a year and a half and I still have $6,000 left to pay off on it. Just the more I think about it retrospectively, the more it pisses me off. All three of us who were in my car got injured, none of the girls in the other car did. My car is totaled, theirs isn't. I was going straight, she was making a left. And her mother has the audacity to blame me for it and call me a liar when she wasn't even there to see what happened? Her daughter fucked up my car and my body and my finances and she wants her to get off with no consequences? I just can't imagine my parents ever sticking up for me like that in a situation where I was so clearly at fault. I don't want to have to take them to court, but it seems like it's gonna come to that. The way I had to stand there and handle everything on my own while her mother covered her ass and blamed me for the whole thing was so deeply infuriating. I don't understand why entitled parents feel like they can protect their children from all possible consequences, and I don't understand why you feel the need to villainize me when you're clearly in the wrong. I'll probably delete this because I hate to be a Reddit complainer, but I just needed to bitch about it in proper detail, and Twitter isn't a great place to do that. Genuinely fuck this woman and fuck her lying daughter. I'm talking to a lawyer and I'm getting my loan paid off and a nicer, newer car than I started with. I don't think I'm a perfectly moral person, but at least I'm not so entitled that I'll lie to a cop's face and think I'll get away with it. Edit. I didn't expect so many people to be so invested in this and probably would not have droned on for so long if I realized it would get this much traction. Just to address the most frequent comments. 1. I'm talking to a lawyer tonight and we'll go from there. Not going to continue posting every detail of this online, but I'll keep this post up to have a record. 2. My girlfriend went to the doctor today and they told her she has whiplash and prescribed her muscle relaxers. I and our roommate have appointments for tomorrow. I know everyone said to go to urgent care immediately, but we get free appointments through student health at our college, and even if I'll get paid back for it, I'd prefer not to spend that money right now, so tomorrow will have to do. 3. I will definitely invest in a dash cam for my next car. I kept meaning to get one for this one, but kept putting it off because I didn't want to spend the money, but I'm definitely not gonna wait after this LOL. 4. To everyone saying this is what insurance is for and I won't have to sue her, I understand. I'm hoping that this can get settled through insurance, but based on the way her mom was acting, I kind of feel like they are going to try to take me to court. Especially because the evidence is clearly not in their favor and I doubt they'll be happy with the insurance outcome. Hopefully not though. I'm just preparing myself for the worst case scenario. Dude, what the heck? So, she just lied? That's messed up. I mean, accidents happen, right? But totaling someone's car and then trying to blame them? And the mom is just backing her up? What is wrong with these people? Glad he's talking to a lawyer, though. Get that money, man. Let's dive into the comments and hear what others have to say. Little tip for when you get a new car. Invest in dash cams. They will help should anything else happen in the future. Get a lawyer fast. She may have you get checked up for hidden injuries as well as for damages to your car. You're not alone. People can be shit. I was sitting completely still in a turning lane and a woman clipped my rear bumper, pulling between the car behind me to make a left turn. She then flat lied to the cops, telling them that I was trying to pull into the turning lane or out into traffic. She wasn't clear, but that I had run into her. She said / did some other stuff that was just not true, but that was the one that had my jaw dropping open. Cops took one look at where the debris was and wrote it up correctly. Her insurance didn't fight me on it at all. Edit. Good luck to you. Update: when she gets caught in her lies, karma is always beautiful. I'm sorry this happened to you. It's not uncommon for the person in the wrong to feign innocence and refuse to take responsibility for their actions. You need to get a dash cam like yesterday and make sure it's running every time your engine is turned on. Maybe get one that catches activity when parked. Did the police not interview passengers in both vehicles and/or many other witnesses? Check with local merchants to see if any had surveillance that might have caught the accident. Post in local social media to see if other drivers had their dash cams recording from the stopped traffic. That's a wrap. Let me know what you think in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more Reddit content.